If you only change the camera position in one way from one shot to the next, you can create a jump cut. Here in this first example, we only change the distance. Notice how the camera appears to snap into the closer shot. This next example, only the angle changes. Again, the camera snaps to the other side, making an awkward look. In the third example, we only change the height. We go from a low angle here to a high angle and the camera snaps, creating a jump cut. These can be prevented by changing two of the three parameters. In this example, we change the angle and the height, which creates a more pleasing look. A jump cut can also be created by the action or movement on the screen not being matched from one shot to the next, losing continuity in the shot. Here we see Allison unscrewing the lid with the pieces in it, and in the next shot her hand is in a different position, creating an awkward jump cut. That can be dealt with in a number of ways. One way is we can match the action with an insert. We see a shot of Allison, we go to an insert of the Connect 4 board, and then on the next shot we go back to Allison, and the viewer knows she's been moving while we were away, so it's fine that her hand is not in the same position anymore. We can also deal with this using a cutaway shot. Here we show the two players, cut away to something outside of the main action, and then we can go back to our players in a new position and the action is matched, because again the viewer assumes the actors were moving while the camera was away. Here's another example of the action not being matched. Aaron flicks a piece onto the floor, Allison gets up, and there's an awkward jump between here and here because she's not in the same position. We can hide that by simply letting her walk off the frame when she gets up, and then on the second shot we have continuity. Here's an example of an action match cut. Kind of a nice technique to match action. When Aaron flicks the piece off the table, we go to a shot finishing the action of the piece hitting the floor, and then we can come back to Allison getting up and retrieving the piece. You can also match action if there's a pause. Here Allison pauses with the piece, cut to the new angle. During the pause, action is matched. Now sometimes you want jump cuts. It creates a unique look, and here's just a segment with intentional jump cuts which shows the passage of time and that Aaron is very bored because Allison's taking so long for her next turn. Next, let's take a look at some examples of some shot types. Here's an over-the-shoulder shot. Take notice here that Aaron is on the left side of the screen. In this reverse angle shot, we jump the action line to the other side of the board and notice that Aaron is now on the right. This can cause continuity problems with screen direction, so generally you want to avoid jumping the action line, also known as the 180-degree rule. Here we have a POV shot, point of view from Aaron. This is a glance object shot. You notice Allison is looking at something. We show what she's looking at. An insert detail shot, or we can cut away to the audience. Let's take a look at some shot angles. Here we have a front angle, 3/4, profile, rear 3/4, rear angle. Now let's take a look at some shot heights. Worm's eye view, low angle, neutral angle, high angle, and the bird's eye view. Let's take a look at some camera moves. The pan, the whip pan, a trucking shot moving along on a horizontal line, often done with tracks to keep it smooth. The lift, the camera's moving on a vertical plane now. And the tilt, it's tilting on its axis. Dollying in and dollying out. In a bonus shot, the Zolly, this is where the camera zooms in and it dollies out at the same time, creating a unique look, especially in the background. Notice how the subject's size stays the same throughout the shot.